What's the connection between the Evelina Children's Hospital in London, Gillingham Football Club in Kent and the Karapatia Hospital in Galle, Sri Lanka? In 2003, Elliot, the son of Sarah and Paul Scally, sadly passed away at Demelza Hospice in Kent after complications following successful heart surgery in Guy's Paediatric Heart Unit in London. The Scallys set up the Elliot Scally Trust, which raised money for equipment for the heart unit, now transferred to the Evelina, and for Demelza Hospice.
During the period leading up to the death of our son at Guy's Hospital, as it was then, I became very close to John and the staff at the hospital, very impressed with the work they were doing. And of course, after Elliot died, I became involved in the charity that was already then going down to Sri Lanka. The Take Heart Mercy mission is becoming more and more well known. We're attracting a lot of television and publicity down in Sri Lanka, and it's a very worthy cause, which certainly as chairman of both charity and the football club, I'm very, very happy to support.
In 2004, Sri Lanka was one of a number of countries around the Indian Ocean that were crippled by the tsunami. Many thousands of people were killed. Over 1,500 alone were killed when the Colombo to Galle train was hit by huge waves just a few kilometres from Galle town centre. The original charity was formed in 2001 and run by Jay Lemire, a Sri Lankan expat who sadly passed away in 2011. But his memory lives on, and his inspiration led to Paul, heart surgeon Connell Austin and cardiologist John Simpson joining forces and launching Take Heart Mercy Mission in 2012, with their first mission under that banner taking place the same year.
Always the object was to teach, to help the local doctors on the ground, and to provide them with, if possible, additional equipment and motivation to do this type of work.
More recently, we're trying to look at more wider fundraising to see whether there's items of equipment and whether we can re-equip and better equip the unit in Sri Lanka to do the job which they're doing.
The 15-person medical team, all volunteers and using their holiday days for the mission, make the 6,000-mile trip to the Karapatia Hospital once a year, taking as much equipment and supplies as they can carry. Every year, around 2,500 children are born in Sri Lanka with heart defects, with more than half of them requiring intervention or open heart surgery. Funds raised by the Elliot Scally Trust were used to procure theatre and scanning equipment in London, and 12 crates, which arrived just prior to the 2013 trip, were excitedly received by the local medics at the Karapatia Hospital. One of the first patients operated on in 2012 was Manushi Denami, aged 2 years and 11 months, who arrived for surgery with mum Danusha after a 5-hour bus journey. She had a defect between her small and large chamber of her heart, which stunted her growth and affected her breathing, and thus ability to enjoy normal child play activities. Dr. Marilyn McDougall prepared her for surgery. After a 3-hour procedure, Manushi was woken from anaesthetic and moved to the intensive care unit, where Mercy Mission specialist staff took over her care. For all parents, the trauma, shock and stress of having a sick child, let alone experience a child having major heart surgery, is highly emotional. But Mercy Mission Paediatric ICU staff are always on hand to comfort parents, explain the process and help them through the experience. What a difference a year makes, and 1 year on, the Mercy Mission support staff travelled to Manushi's home village to collect her and mum to bring them back to Karapatia for a check-up on her heart. They're invited to meet at her school and receive a warm welcome from her smiling classmates and teacher, albeit not so much from a somewhat bewildered Manushi. But after dispensing with a few Gillingham shirts and of course the much welcomed footballs, the team is bid farewell and take the long trip back to the hospital, where Manoushi will be assessed by John and Carolina, with two very happy customers on board.
So we've had a look at Manoushi's heart now, and we're very happy with the repair. It all looks very good, heart function looks excellent as well, and there's no reason to do any further surgery here. She will need to continue to see a cardiologist every year or two, but things look very good here, and she's had a good result. I'm sure she'll do very well.
A very happy mum and daughter get great news. Away from the hospital, and whilst the medics carry on with surgeries, the chairman meets the headmaster of St Aloysius College, a school of over 3,500 boys aged 11 plus. For the first time, Gillingham Football Club has decided to partner this Gaul college and run a 5-day soccer school with coaches from the club football in the community department. After a traditional Sri Lankan welcoming ceremony, each child was given a GFC Take Heart t-shirt which they wore with pride. The GFC coaches and local groundsmen prepared the first session, and after speeches and both national anthems being sung, it was down to work. Work continued back at the hospital, and an 11-year-old Mangala Jayamali, who had a wonderful smile, was next to receive surgery. Her father and mother were with her as she was taken into theatre.
For this operation I'm going to use the heart-lung bypass machine, where I will be connecting Mangala's circulation in her body to a machine that takes over the function of the heart and the lungs. I'll also be able to cool the blood down as it goes back into Mangala, so I'll be dropping her blood temperature from 37 degrees centigrade, which is what you and I have, it's normothermia it's called. I'll be dropping her temperature down to about 24 degrees centigrade.
The theatre team worked with equipment sent from the UK. Surgery took several hours, but after a short stay in intensive care, a very brave Mangala was back on the general ward and still managing a smile.
She has been suffering for 11 years. So now they are very happy, and they are saying they have no adjectives to explain their gratitudes and their happiness regarding this England team.
Sri Lanka has recovered well since those horrific days back in 2004. Their people are resilient with great humility, and their happiness, despite many hardships, is a lesson to us all. This now stable country has a lot to offer. Having carried out life-saving heart missions for over 12 years now in Sri Lanka, Take Heart is well respected and regarded highly by the local medical professionals, who welcome the team back each year with open arms.
None of this work could be achieved without the help, support, sponsorship, friendship of everyone in the room tonight, of the staff at the football club, of our friends and families, and all those people that have come together to make these trips possible. I'd like to thank all the staff that give up their time, unpaid, and dedicate their time to coming down to Sri Lanka and working so hard over the operating period. And of course, having seen it now for the past 3 years as chairman of Take Heart Mercy Mission, I know what a huge difference these operations have made to many, many families that without these operations would perhaps have different lives. The Mercy Mission has to date completed over 184 heart surgeries on children in Sri Lanka, which is a fantastic effort made possible by a lot of very, very dedicated people. I know the people in Sri Lanka look forward to us coming each year. I know the work that is undertaken, because I've now witnessed it firsthand, is absolutely outstanding, and I'm very, very proud to be associated with such an incredible group of people, both here at the football club and of course the team that go down to Gaul in Sri Lanka. If Elliot was alive today, I know that he would be very proud of myself and Sarah. I think he would be very proud of the team that goes to Sri Lanka. And I think seeing the faces of those families that have had children who have had the surgery that's been successful, I think that will really tell its own story. We look forward to going to Sri Lanka again next year. We look forward to developing the charity even further, taking it to new levels and achieving new goals. And I'm very, very proud of the way that the football club this year managed to integrate into the school in Gaul, into St Aloysius School, and indeed embraced 1,200 children and gave them a very, very good week to remember. So I'm a very proud chairman of both the football team, the football club, and of course the charity, and all the staff that have made this possible. So we will be back in Sri Lanka next year, we will be doing more surgeries, and we will be saving more lives. Thank you very much.